Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called How to Get a British Army Challenger 2 Tank Across the River. Meet the M3 Amphibious Rig. I thought tanks were already amphibious, but that tells you how much I know about military grade equipment. But I'm excited, so let's check it out and comment, like and subscribe.
We're going to look at the M3, it's parked behind me.
Oh.
The actual purpose of the M3 amphibious vehicle is for bridging and ferrying operations. This allows the battle to move across wide water gapped areas. So it's the British Army's only wide water gap crossing capability. Two M3s coupled together can carry one main battle tank. 4 M3s coupled together can carry 2 main battle tanks. It'll carry a maximum weight of 132 tons wheeled, which gives you the capability of taking your sort of Oshkosh with a het and a Challenger on the back. And the so what of that is you can get a lot of kit across to the battlefield and keep the battle moving. Okay, now then, using Colin, what we're going to do is the M3 is now going to transform itself into its water position, so how it would go in the water. That's by Colin will operate the pontoon levers and open up the pontoons. As we can see, this is happening now.
Oh, yeah, in real life. Wow.
Once the pontoons are fully down, he will then lock the pontoons to the hull. Just shortly before entering the water, you then put the splash plate up, and you can see the splash plate's gone up there now, and that the splash plate is designed to protect the windscreen on splashing into the water.
Oh, makes sense, yeah.
Once the vehicle is in the water, he'll then retract the axles. Obviously on dry land, this is now going to make the M3 sit down onto the ground.
It's not going to do anything.
Purpose of imagination here. Obviously the vehicle's now floating on the water and the wheels have been retracted into the hull, into the body of the hull.
Like an airplane.
This now shows the M3 in its water position. The M3 would drive into the water with the axles out, obviously, and once the vehicle's afloat on the water, the driver would retract the axles into the body of the hull. Obviously on dry...
I have one main question that made me it's going to make me sound so stupid, but where's the driver? Is there sort of, is it below? I can't see anyone here.
Land, that looks like the M3 is sitting down on the ground. Now we're going to meet the pilot who makes this amphibian move on the water, and this is Lance Scott Bradley.
They weren't inside controlling this?
For the pilot stand. Funnily enough, it's got nothing to do with flying, but it is a very good bit of kit. Here in the middle, you've got the master pilot. This is essentially used, if you imagine you're in a car and you wanted to move that car left to right or diagonal, that's what this does. And then here is essentially a steering wheel. So if you want to steer that car or steer the rig, that's exactly what this will do.
This is so confusing.
I've piloted for 6 years, and they're very nimble, very easy to use on the water. And
of course he says this.
Unfortunately, I don't have a driving license. However, I can control this on the water, even though it's a 26-ton piece of aluminium.
He can't drive a car, but he can drive one of these things. That's crazy.
But yeah, a very good bit of kit.
He says, mentioned it's easy to steer. I'm not seeing this easy.
It's an experience thing.
Yeah.
So I think
it's experience, that's what he says this.
Some people definitely struggle in the beginning because it's on water and it's obviously very different to anything else. But once you get it in your head that you have to counter things maybe a little bit quicker than you would driving, for example, it's quite easy.
It's not that easy.
So our pilot's course is 2 weeks long.
Oh,
in that you go through man overboard drills, close coupling, open coupling, ferrying, bridging. You go through pretty much every job that you'd be asked to do as a pilot, as well as going through emergency pilot controls.
That's such a short amount of time.
So commanders usually will be on the ferry, and they have hand signals that they will give to the pilots for more power, less power, which direction they're going to travel in.
Hopefully you have 20/20 eyesight, because I'm short-sighted, I can see anything.
And they will help pilots when there's multiple of you linked together to come in and couple or come into bridge.
think it's quicker than I was expecting, probably.
So the other day we put in 14 rig. There were 14 rigs, 4 rig ferries. That took us 16 minutes to fully construct, and then we was waiting for traffic.
That's insane.
So it can be pretty quick.
Yes.
Back in Minden, we put in a bridge of, I believe, 9 rigs in 25 minutes. So yeah, it is quite fast. Yeah, it's quite quick.
Just wow. I think I can see why these things cost so much money. I don't really know how expensive this is, but I'm going to assume, of course, it's a lot of money, but it's well invested. I think the whole kind of, because it's funny, I think the pilot was really, I think the funniest part about this to me, because, he's mentioning, well, to begin with, he was mentioning all sorts of, no, it's really easy, it's not that hard. But I was thinking, yeah, of course you're going to say this because A, you're already a pilot, you already know these things. And B, of course, these are people that are in the military. It comes easy for them because obviously they have this huge training. And by the time I think you get to this sort of position, of course, I've gone through so many things that this is it's a piece of cake. But I think normal people, pedestrians, plebs are going to be able to handle this as easy as he mentions it is. I mean, I get what it was funny because the controls and stuff, they kind of look not as hard. I was expecting this huge thing as, oh my god, this control panel that looks so, with a lot of lights and stuff, that looks very confusing and it looks very intimidating. But it's a little stick with sort of similar, it's not even a wheel, but it's just 2 things to the side. I think it looks sort of an arcade game, or even not an arcade game, maybe just a PlayStation-like thing, sort of, I don't know, it's similar to a toy sort of situation, but maybe not toys, just good gamer stuff. But obviously the stakes are so much high. They're higher than ever, and it's not as easy as you would expect. But it's really funny because, again, I was expecting, how long does it take to actually handle this and be proficient at this? But no, it's 2 weeks. I think it's a really short course. But again, it's maybe I'm thinking about this as an, you're just sort of you're a normal person being thrown into this. Of course, you're going to have a really hard time. But for them that already in the military, again, this is probably, of course, I can grasp everything that I need to know in 2 weeks. And of course, they'll give you the whole emergency, protocols and what to do in like worst case scenario and stuff. But it's really short. I was expecting maybe a 3-month course, but I'm thinking maybe as well as you're driving a car and for you to get your driver's license, it's not 2 weeks. It's more than that and you need practice. But this is really short. But maybe it's because they're already in the military, so it comes easy for them because they're just superior. I think they have superior capabilities. So of course it's gonna be 2 weeks. It's fine. But I would love to get getting one of those things. It was tremendously fun. I will say that. I would have loved to see we got to see a little bit of them in the river. I was explaining how it works and stuff. But I want to see how it actually works when you're in the water and see the whole thing sort of, it's floating and starts floating. I do not know because I think he mentioned, he was the only one that can do this. I think it's just the Challenger 2 tank, those kind of models are the ones that could do this. I didn't know why isn't this, again, I mentioned it earlier on, how come they don't have all the tanks do this? I don't know, maybe it's because it's bigger, costs more money. I don't know, I would like to know why. Or maybe they just do not, maybe when we're talking military stuff, maybe you need to go really specific about certain things, but you don't want to get, and I'm talking about design. So why wouldn't you design everything to be amphibious? I think makes sense to me. But maybe it's no, because it's better, and again, this is what I mean with sort of military grade equipment. Maybe they design things into with the mind of it's better to go really specific sometimes, and maybe you order 20 of these things and then you order 30 of the others. Maybe it's not that, I don't know, maybe not that useful. Maybe it's just a waste of resources, and maybe that's why I'm here saying, but just do it. It's not that easy. Probably costs more money, costs more time. And it's going to be that cost efficient just because you're going to be wasting money basically and resources. But I'm thinking, this is the British Army and it's in the United Kingdom and you're an island. So I don't know, if I'm thinking, with that kind of frame of mind, I would think everything has to be amphibious. You never know when we have to, we're going to get into a war or a conflict, and then we have to go into a river, or we have to cross the ocean. Well, maybe not the ocean. Maybe, of course, this kind of thing is not going to cross the Atlantic. But maybe it can cross, to mainland Europe. But I don't know. Of course, they know better than me. I'm just here, just thinking about things. They know much more. But yeah, I would love to see it sort of in the flesh. Just to say this, I would love to see the whole thing, how it looks in real life, because it's much bigger than I was expecting. I know those things are very big in general, but when the whole thing, and I would love to see the whole equipment being transported in sort of in real time and in real life, because I think it looks impressive. It looks so incredible in just a video. I would love to see this thing actually, you're standing right next to it and the thing is transforming itself. It's just bigger in any sort of way, just very big. I think it's very intimidating. If I were in the opposite side of a conflict, or they were attacking me with this kind of thing, I'd be very concerned. I'd be very, oh my god, okay, this is, what on earth is this? Good news, hopefully it doesn't come to that, but now I know in the future, I know what these kind of things are. They're amphibious tanks. But it's also, I think, the whole transformation part, I thought I don't know why I thought it was going to take longer, but in this case, I think it's kind of, how long did it took them? Less than 30 seconds. Yeah, I think it was around, 20 seconds or so? It's just faster than I was expecting. But maybe, again, I'm thinking, it's going to take you this huge amount of time because you have to take out the wheels have to contract, and then you have to get the floaters out. But no, it's quicker. It's so quicker than I thought, than I was expecting, especially I think considering the size of this thing. It's massive. I imagine this also weighs a ton. So it's kind of incredible that they're able to sort of transform this into something that's, into what it's capable of in just around less than 30 seconds. I think it's just wild. But yeah, again, maybe I don't know what kind of material this is. Obviously, I do not know the technology that they used, but it's really, I think it's just a wonder. It's kind of crazy that we are able to do this as, society. I think it's just crazy. It's wild how fast it goes. And again, considering the size of this, it's, you did this in 3 seconds. I was expecting something that's gonna take you a little bit longer. No, it's 2 seconds. It's bang, bang, bang. It also reminds me a little bit of a transformer, of an actual transformer. I think it's really funny, as in the whole shape that it transformed itself into. It's really, but I like it. It's very, I would love to see it sort of up close, because I think it's just a massive thing. It's kind of intimidating. And I would for sure be very intimidated by the whole thing, but I would love to see it in real life, because I think it's going to be a million times more impressive. I don't know if they do sort of demonstrations for people. Probably not, but I don't know if they do actually. But if they ever do, would love to assist to go to one of those things, because I think it looks impressive on a clip. I want to see it in real life, because it's going to look a million times awesomer. But that was it for today, and I'll see you soon. Bye!